Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game that we're making. When we last left off, I was having some fun with some glitches, but now it is time to move on. It is high time I polished everything up so that we can eventually make some forward progress. I'd admittedly like to actually make some forward progress right now, but I really need to make sure that the town and the dungeon that we've been working on are 100% complete. Or at least 99% complete. The reason being that, going to our world map, this floating island over here is going to be the destination after the lava dungeon, and it's also the final dungeon. And so, it being the final dungeon, I prefer to save that for last, so that is why we're not moving on just yet. As long as we're on this map, there's a couple of things I want to do on it. First, I'm going to go into the parts, and we'll go ahead and place this over here just to have a little bit of something in all this empty space. More importantly, I'm going to go ahead and copy the field to there, because there's actually going to be two versions of the world map. The first version that we're exploring is going to have this piece. Yeah, we'll go with this piece. The floating island is not going to be there until a certain point. So the idea being that when we start the game up, this is the version of the world map that we'll be exploring, and then after a certain point, we'll be exploring a version that has the floating island. That is the idea. I suppose I should actually name the world map. Not that the name of the world map is ever seen by the player, so we'll just call it Map Part 1. And then the other will be Map Part 2. Oh, or, according to Sir Rosser, maybe it's actually going to be called Steve. It's the world of Steve. Sure, we'll go with that. And speaking of naming places, I'm just gonna go ahead and head back to the town of Buttertown. I do kind of do like the butt name, even though it's kind of the low-hanging fruit, so I think to compromise, what I'm gonna do here is call it Buttertown. We'll go with that. Which means back to the field map, where I'm gonna have to rename it on both maps, because I didn't think to do this before doing the copy-pasting. Ah, well. Only changing one character. Not really a big deal. And there we go. So with that taken care of, I think what I want to do next is create all the spells in the game that we're going to be having. So let's see here. Sir Rosser says, blame the world for all your problems, or blame Steve. Potential callback, reference, quote. Sure. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, we already got fire breath and water breath for the dragon. I'm also going to be giving the dragon a couple other things. We're going to start with poison breath. That sounds like a fun thing to have. Without the space. Character limits. So it's going to be magic, and it's going to be poison against everything. And in this case, maybe we do want to give the dragon some amount of MP, because probably would have a limited amount of... Oh, it does have MP. Well, okay then. Never mind. I thought I set the dragon's MP to 0. Which would make sense considering I gave Fire Breath no use of MP. But hey, that works out for me, because now we have reason to actually put a cost there. Not a very big cost, because you gotta make the player actually be willing to use up a turn using a poison spell. And a poison spell against all enemies at that. Hurl, poison breath, project, radiate, emit, command, exhale. Yeah, we'll go with exhale. Now the graphics. Sir Rosser says bitter beer breath, probably not appropriate for this occasion. Nah, I think poison would be a little bit more cool. As said, there's not really an appropriate graphic for poison, so what I think I'm going to do here is use this one and kind of have it all swirly. That'll kind of work. Small. It'll be kind of like a cloud of breath. So it'll start at the bottom, going below the enemy, and from there, we're gonna do more of the same. With some turning. And some spot spinning, and lastly we're going to do it more of the same, and in this case it's kind of just going to linger on the enemy. There we go. Think that's about how I want it. So I'll just throw in some sound effects. So we'll go with sound 6. That'll do. So, we have successfully created Poison Breath. Next up, I just got a follower. Darn it, I didn't see your name in time. Hold on a sec, I can check real quick. Max Stardust. Thank you for the follow, Max. Hope you enjoyed the stream that I am making, along with the game that I am making. So, next thing I'm gonna do is another thing for our dragon party member, and that'll be Roar. This one is going to be Encounter Down. Basically what this does is it's going to lower the encounter rate. Dragon's gonna roar and scare all the monsters away. The way this effect works is it temporarily lowers the encounter rate of the map you are currently on. And it's also stackable. So, if we go over to the monster appearance where we have that one section full of iron giants, this section right here, what Roar will do is lower the probability by 1 stage. And if we keep roaring, it's going to eventually go all the way to 0. So that is going to be kind of useful. In fact, once we reach 0, roaring some more will extend the length of time that is at 0. Very useful spell. That said, we are going to kind of put a limit on this as well. Not as big a limit, but some sort of limit, because you figure eventually the dragon's voice is going to start hurting if it just roars all the time. Max Stardust is asking which RPG Maker version this is. This is RPG Maker 1 on the first PlayStation. It was the first RPG Maker that was released outside of Japan. And this message doesn't matter because it doesn't play outside of battle, I'm pretty sure. So we'll just do that. Alright, I believe that's everything for our dragon character. Next, I'm going to create some magic for our nurse. Starting with a recover spell. Now, how much MP does our nurse have again? Starting off, Jenny has 45 MP. Alright, so I figure cost of 5 MP sounds reasonable. And how much health do we start with? So let's see, Monkey C's got 50 to start off. Jenny's got 55. So we'll say that it heals 50 to start off. And this will be on one person. Now, what to call this spell? Well, let's go ahead and check out the graphics first. What would be a good graphic for healing? Well, certainly not an icicle. That would kind of be the opposite. Oh, there we go. Obviously. So what I'll do is start it like that. And then on the second phase, it's kind of going to just sit there for a moment and fade out. And this will be the sound effect. Radiate, emit, gather, chimeral, release, raise, broken, ignite. Not really a good phrase for healing. Unless Charm Heart? I don't know. Sure, we'll go with this. Okay, next spell is going to be a group heal. And for this one, I'll probably be a little bit lazy. So this one's going to go for all of us. It's probably going to cost 15? Yeah, we'll go with 15. But it's also going to heal a little bit less. We're going to say 35. Sounds good. And we'll just call it hearts. Okay, next spell is not going to be so lazy. This one's going to be emergency. This one's going to be kind of interesting. It's going to be a special attack, meaning it uses HP. It's going to be a healing spell. And it's going to heal quite a bit of HP. It's probably going to heal around 100 on the entire team. But you need 50 HP remaining in order to use it. So even though it's going to heal 100 on the party members, for her, because it costs 50 HP, it's only going to heal her for 50. And we're going to call it... what are we going to do? mean, I suppose we could just do hearts again. That might be a good one, maybe. I probably should have thought a little bit more about this animation here. I planned out the animations for all the other spells, but for the healing spells, it's like, nah, I don't need to plan these out. Yeah, I probably could have planned these out. Ah, you know what? I have an idea for this one. Hi, Lantis! I am making a game with your favorite RPG maker. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is graphics 13 and have this kind of break apart. And we'll go ahead and throw in the heart again. Where was the heart? There it was. And have it kind of fade in. Alright, there is the spell. Call upon emergency, and that's what we're going to do. So, from here, we got 3 healing spells. Alright, what is the next nurse spell? I have a lot of spells to make today, but I at least know what spells they are. So, for this person, or the next spell is going to be kind of a restore status. It's basically going to be the magic version of the onion. It's going to restore status. Probably use 10 MP on a single person. Well, since it's a single person, maybe 5 would be better. Yeah, single person, 5. Where's release? Release fail. Release ailments. That's what we're going to call it, and it's probably going to use... Actually, you know what? We are going to use a potion bottle here. What if... What are my other message options here? Charm, call upon, hurl, project, radiate, emit, discharge, gather, exhale, release, phrase, call for... No, release medicine. That is not how you spell medicine. That is certainly not how you spell medicine. Oh gosh dang it. Can we get this right? Yes. So what I'm going to do here is... It's all going to use the potion bottle. Now, where's the miss sound? Let me go ahead and check my notes. I've got all the sound effects. 66 is 66 good sound. No, I want more of a throw sound. Where is a throw sound? Because we're like going to throw the bottle at ourselves. There it is. Yes. So, I'll have it go kind of like that. Oop. Above, start above and below. And fade out. That'll do. Actually, since we're tossing it on ourselves, maybe we could call it Hurl Medicine. That sounds like a fun thing to do. Hurl Medicine. Lantis says that doesn't sound very magical. It's magic medicine, and she conjures it from thin air. That it totally makes sense. Okay, so we got dragon spells, nurse spell. Okay, couple more nurse spells left. So we're going to create a revive spell. Revive. We're gonna have it cost 5 HP, and it's going to be on the entire group because I've mentioned before, Revive in RPG Maker 1 only revives you with 1 HP. So kind of want there to be some amount of benefit. We're going to gather spirits. And also, Lantis was actually talking about Sarasar's suggestion, which was throwing an empty beer bottle. That does not sound magical, no. So, naturally, if we're going to have a thing with spirits, we're going to be using the naked cherub here. Because why not? It totally makes sense. Start at the top of the screen. Kind of flash. And kind of end above the character. Yeah, no fade. Above and center. And that'll be it. Okay, more spells. Okay. This is going to be a fun one. A sleep spell. So the nurse is also going to get a sleep spell. And I had to write down how to spell this. Because, heck if I'm going to remember this. This one's going to be a little bit more costly, perhaps. Yeah, probably a little more costly. Gonna target single. Discharge, perhaps? Yeah, discharge. Discharge anesthesia. And I'm going to be using... $9 and $14. So, this is going to be kind of a small graphic. Like a tiny graphic. Start up. Hit top the enemy. This is going to be small, yeah. And... gonna be a pair of eyes. And for the second phase of the eyes, gonna be... blinking. That is what that is, it's blinking. So the sound effects I want to use are 17. No wait, not there. Put it here. And 51. And that'll be the anesthesia being applied. And I believe that is it for all of the nurse's spells. Which leaves the monkey spells. And also the spells that we're going to be using for the special Raz, but first, monkey. So, we're going to go ahead and first off, his initial spell is going to be Wazat to check items. Already got this created, so hey, one spell down! And it doesn't use MP, right? Right. And then the next spell is going to be... one that I don't really have to worry about creating an animation for. Oh wait, yes I do. Really? Huh. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. It is a thing that I kind of have to... Okay, well anyway. I already know what spell animation to use in that case. Kind of funny, I thought I remembered this spell coming with an animation of its own, but... no. I'm misremembering. In actuality, what happens is you can't choose the range because it targets all enemies automatically. So we're going to have this break apart. And kind of do that. Yeah. And we'll call this Knock It Off. And now I feel like going ahead and catching up on the chat, because there's certainly been some chatting going on here at Twitch. Which means, for the sake of taking a break, we're going on an episode break, so I can look at the chat. And when we come back, I will continue making the rest of these spells, taking a little bit longer than I thought it would, but it's going to be... we are going to get around to editing other stuff within the next 30 minutes.